Alright, so I'm going to do another video here, a bunch of stuff that's come in for review, and I might not be doing full reviews on all this stuff unless I hear some noise from you guys, because I don't have a lot of time to do full reviews on everything, so I'm just going to bunch everything in this video and let you guys know that they're out there. There'll be links down in the video description. But yeah, I'm going to go based on level of interest of whatever parts I'm going to be showing in this video. So make sure you voice your opinions on what you'd like to see more content on, and I will try and make that happen. But I can't guarantee that you'll be seeing any of these things again. First off, we'll start off with the Speedybe stack here. This is the new F4, I think it's in a 405. It's the version 4. It's a 30 by 30 stack. I think it has a 55 amp BSC. And I did a review on the version 3, well, I think it was last year sometime. This is what the stack looks like. You got a 30 by 30 flight controller and a 4-in-1 ESC. I believe this is an 8-bit ESC. Yeah, it's 55 amps. So the V3 I think came with a 50 amp ESC. Now this is 55 amps. I think this is still BLS and not Blue Jay, so you can probably flash it to Blue Jay. And I've heard that the MOSFETs are a little bit improved here on this one, but it looks like it has the same heatsink. You know, nice solder pads all around, and you're plugged there for your connection to your flight controller there. And then the flight controller, from what I'm told, the things that are improved, yeah, with a better filtering on the gyro. It's a new gyro now. It's not the BMI 270, it's the ICM gyro, but it has good filtering on here. The BECs, the 9-volt and the 5-volt BECs, are now 3 amps instead of 2 amps. Still got the same Speedybe Wi-Fi connection, so you can still connect this via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi to your smartphone app for configuration. That's all there. Does still, I think, have 8 motor outputs. You got your SD card slot for black box data. I've heard that's improved now. It has better compatibility with more micro SD cards. Yeah, so overall, the flight controller is improved and fixed in a lot of ways over the V3. Of course, that should be expected, that they should sort of work out some of the kinks. So supposedly this is really rock solid now. I've seen some videos out there. I haven't watched the videos, but I saw that they were like 20 minutes long. Not sure how anyone could talk about this for about 20 minutes without any flight footage, but apparently you can. But yeah, basically that's a lot of fixes and improvements over the version 3 that I showed last year. I'm not sure if I'll be doing a build on this one because I don't have any larger builds like with a 30 by 30 stack planned anytime soon. But you never know. If you really want to see something like a 5 or 7 inch build with this, of course, let me know down in the comments. Alright, so moving on, I got another little part here from TMotor. This is the F55A Pro 3 6S 4-in-1. This is the 32-bit ESC. And they only sent me the ESC, not the flight controller. So I don't have the whole stack. I think this is supposed to be paired with an F7 flight controller, also 30 by 30. And again, kind of similar to the Speedybe. Got a nice big heatsink there, big solder pads. So generally all around pretty good. You know, a little bit of conformal coating here. It's kind of shiny on the bottom. And here's a quick look at some documentation. It comes with an XD60, and then of course all your accessories, your wiring looms and rubber grommets, and you get a capacitor. So probably won't be doing a video on this one either unless there's a lot of noise about this one. I might do a giveaway for this by itself. If that's something that interests you, let me know down in the comments. I may do that for sometime in the future, like, you know, do the monthly giveaways. This might go into that. So BetFV, they did send me a bunch of their Meteor 65 airframes and canopies, and this is what they look like. The canopies kind of look like this. It's supposed to be a lot lighter. I've already done a build. I actually transferred parts from the TC MMRC Coon, the 65mm whoop that I reviewed last year, and these are the parts that went into that. I'll make a video on this one later. yeah, basically, if you want to convert some existing whoops that you might have, Mobula 6, for example, or some of those from Newbie Drone, like the Hummingbird, these frames might be a good candidate. I don't particularly like the canopy that much. We'll talk about that in the video. I'll tell you more about all that later, but yeah, very light and still pretty durable. But if you want to reduce the weight of your 65mm whoops with the 31mm propellers, check them out. I'll link them in the video description, and I'll have a full video on this stuff in the future. So BetFV also did send me their new SuperG transmitters. This is their dual 1-watt transmitter that can do the Gemini mode for Express LRS, and they also sent a couple of these dual receivers here. I probably won't be doing any kind of a video on this one because I did do a little bit of sort of casual testing on this, and I didn't really notice that much difference for anywhere that I flew at. So I don't feel like I'm going to be able to add any useful content for this. I think for most people, this is not going to be something that you're going to absolutely want unless you fly in really harsh RF environments, like with a lot of noise, like RF noise, Wi-Fi noise, etc. Or you're going to be flying like huge distances away, which of course we don't test that on this channel because that's not basically allowed in the United States. So this is not all that practical for me, but it might be practical for someone, again, like is flying far away or is flying in an environment where they really need a lot of penetration. Anyway, if you really want to see the video on my sort of not very conclusive results, let me know in the comments below, and I might post that sometime in the future. But honestly, the testing, for at least for me, didn't result in anything meaningful in terms of like, oh, this is definitely better or this is definitely worse. It pretty much looked the same to me. I got this RC truck here from LDARC. It's the M58. We'll do a video on this one later. It's a little bit larger than, I think, the 164 scale. It's like a 158 scale. A bit bigger, interesting, pretty fast. It's, I think, going to mainly be useful for some indoor, driving around. But yeah, I'll have a video on this one later. This one is the non-FPV version they sent me. I wish they would have sent me the FPV version. They happen to have an FPV version, but I did not get that one. But yeah, this is going to come up in a future video, but not exactly sure when. Also got this new RC car from SNICLO, or SNT, I guess is also known as. And this is much larger than their other models that I've reviewed in the past. This is the En Nano 8031 OR01, and yeah, not exactly sure when I'll have this video out, but again, make noise if you're interested in this. Got another frame kit here from iFlight, the AOS 3.5 Evo version 1.2. Anyway, this is a little explosion diagram of what the frame looks like. Here are all the carbon pieces here. It's kind of interesting, all the arms and everything just kind of fits into this nice little bag. Supposedly this is one of the more durable 3.5-inch frames. I'm not sure if I can get this below 250 grams. If that's something that interests you, let me know. But I think most of the builds for this use bigger motors, and they're in the 300 to 350 gram range. I believe that's what the typical build is, but if you want to see a sub 250 build of this, let me know. Okay, I picked up one of these AT Betaflight flight controllers from Neutron RC. This is the AT435, and it's a 20x20 and 30x30 flight controller, so you can just cut off those little tabs there at the end. It'll be a 20x20, and this has the new Artery MCU. It's not a STM MCU, so is basically the latest version of Betaflight that will work on this. I think it's 432. But these are a lot cheaper than the STM-based flight controller, so I think this is like $24 or something like that. Yeah, so if you're looking for cheaper parts, this is one way to go. I think that I am going to also try and check out their other flight controllers, like the all-in-ones. Hopefully I'll be getting those a little bit later, but yeah, let me know if you're interested in videos on this one. And this is another flight controller all-in-one from Happy Model. This is the Super X HD, and this is the one with the right-angled micro USB port. This was 1 and 2S, has built-in serial Express LRS receiver on there, and this is kind of similar to the Cross F4 that I put into my 35 gram Cinewhip, or the DJI O3 Cinewhip, but this is going to also fit this Meteor 65 Pro frame, and I might do another build. As you can see, it pops in like right here. It fits perfectly. And so if you're looking, I was asking like, oh, is there another board that would work with this frame? I think someone mentioned the Super X, but that's a 1S board. This is the Super X HD, and this is for 1 2S, and so this is intended for digital use. There's no Betaflight OSD on here like there is on the Cross F4, so if you want to do an analog build with this one, obviously you can't do that. Anyway, it includes the rubber grommets and screws, and now we have the GMB A30 connector included with this board instead of a PH 2.0 connector, so it's nice to see that Happy Model is finally abandoning PH 2.0. Now we need to get other vendors like Newbie Drone and Emax to do the same, because PH 2.0 is obsolete. Okay, I got this micro frame here. It's like a 2-inch frame. It's called the Odon HG from Crafted Quads. 2mm bottom plate and top plate here. So this is kind of what it looks like here. Put a little picture of what it should look like built up, but I'm going to build it completely differently. I'm going to do an inverted build, and it's going to be a DJI O3, or actually a naked DJI O3. This is something I've been planning to do for a while. It's just that when I got this, it didn't come with the top plate, so I had to wait about a month for the top plate to show up. And so we'll finally get started on this build, but it might be a little while before we see that video. I just want to let you know that a 2-inch, hopefully sub 100 gram naked DJI O3 freestyle quad is going to be coming soon. And last, I think, but not least, we got the Fractal Engineering F55 Pro Max Light Kit, and basically it's like this. It doesn't come with the prop guards. This is for the Meteor 75 Pro ducks. So I actually have a bunch of those frames. I can cut the ducks off for that, and this is a very thin carbon plate for a a whip based off of the Meteor 75 Pro prop guards. So hopefully I can make something like this a little bit lighter and a little bit more acrobatic. We'll see. I heard this is a pretty nice frame, so that's why we're going to be testing this one out. Anyway, it's going to cover for this video. Again, as I said, links will be down in the video description for everything I mentioned here. And if there's something that you want to see more in terms of urgency, you gotta let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'm just kind of go based off of my whatever I feel like I want to go for. But if I hear some noise about something like, oh, I definitely want to see a video, on this micro car, you definitely got to make a video on this one. If I hear a whole bunch of comments about that, then that'll get moved up the list, and then everything else will get moved down. So that's what I'm going to do for these videos, because I just don't have time for everything, and the videos will come out when they come out, or based on how much people are screaming for stuff, maybe that'll get pushed up the list and you'll see that sooner. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.